Hi, good morning. We're gonna do part 4 on our little Christmas painting project. I'm gonna show y'all a really cheap way to do a lot of this stuff. You don't need sandpaper to do distressing. I use cheap nail files. I'm gonna dust off the dusty paint that I sand off with this raggedy old paintbrush. We're gonna use Mod Podge that came from Walmart, but you can also do this with white glue, just like an Elmer's glue. And then we're gonna use some glitter to make a little snow. So I'm gonna start off doing this, distressing the edges of it. Wait, am I using the rough side? Yes, I am using the roughest side. You can use nail files from Dollar Tree and Walmart. I find that they're some of the best distressing tools. You don't have to go into a hardware store and buy sandpaper. You can also find sanding blocks at Dollar Tree if you want to do that. But I really do use these nail files. Not the ones that I use on my fingernails. But this would be too rough for a natural fingernail anyway. You see the grit. It would be way too rough on a natural fingernail. Anyway, so we're just gonna do this. Roughen it up a little bit. If you want to go over the painted church and stuff some, you can. You don't have to. I'm gonna just brush this off of here onto my little mat. Then I'm gonna brush it onto the floor, and this means I get to sweep and mop, well, vacuum and mop this afternoon when I'm done. See the difference that makes? You can go up here and get a little bit. Do a little bit here if you want to. Get that the wood grain kind of showing through a little bit. This one. Wait. And the thing about this, like most of what I do, is very imperfect. And so whatever you do will be fine. Nothing is a mistake. Really and truly, I don't think anything's a mistake. Kind of like the Bob Ross quote about the happy accidents. I kind of have happy accidents. That happens a lot. If you watched me paint yesterday, you saw that. I have happy accidents. So you could even, if you have a saw, you could even use fence boards. Buy one fence board at the hardware store and cut it into different size slabs to do this. Or if you have a neighbor who's taken down an old fence, you can use those old boards. I mean, this is such an easy thing to do, especially if you're looking for a worn, distressed kind of look. Now I'm going to do it to a little bit finer side for over here, because I don't want to take off all my paint, but I want to give it a little brush. Kind of blends your paints in a little bit, rubs those colors over the top of one another. And I'm not going to put any kind of a sealer on these because I'm putting some snow on them. That's what I'm using the glitter for. I could skip the snow and just do the sanding and then use like car wax, you know, the car wax in the metal cans. I could just rub that over it. That also can give you a really pretty distressed look and give you a degree of protection over your paint. But I will tell you that if you ever want to paint over the project and it's been waxed, you have to sand that off pretty well. Your paint's just not going to stick to it. So that's that. But the wax does give you a degree of protection. And probably my next painting project, I will use wax so I can show you. But I don't have any in the house right now. Got some getting delivered this afternoon. But I know that I want some snow on here. So I definitely am not going to use any wax on it, because I want my snow to stick really well. I'm using glitter. I thought I had some of the iridescent snow And what I found that I had wasn't the iridescent kind. It's just the white flaky snow. And it was just too big looking. I didn't think it would be pretty on here. But I think the glitter will be pretty because it'll give you a little bit of a snow, kind of sparkly moonlight look. But you see how on the churches, some of that blue paint carried over onto the church from the background? I think that's pretty. I don't have a problem with that at all. Dust off all of this. And on another day, I will paint the back sides. You'll probably see me in the next couple of weeks flip them over to paint. Actually, it won't even be that long. There's some angels that I want to experiment with, and I will probably do those on the backs of this or on some other little squares that I have. Okay, so there we go. We've got our churches, and I think they're really pretty. I like that. Now, what I'm going to do for snow, I've got this Mod Podge. You can also use glue, like I said, if I can get it open. And instead of using a brush, I'm going to use this little plastic palette knife. You could use a plastic picnic knife. You could use anything, because I don't want it to be real smooth. I want it to kind of be puffy. And if it gets around like here, that's okay too. I think I want it on the cross. And you'll be able to see through this. It's not going to look like I've covered the cross with glitter. You know what I'm saying? We're going to do a real fine sprinkle of glitter on here. Or we're going to try to do a fine sprinkle of glitter. And this is just a clear iridescent glitter. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby when I was making some Mardi Gras masks last year, but you can get glitter at Walmart too. And if you actually put glitter in a bowl, I mean not glitter, put the glue in a bowl and let it thicken a little bit, you might get a little more dimension from it. Y'all, everything I do is very, very, very trial and error. And we may end up even putting a little more glitter in the blue parts, you know, to kind of surround it. Like they could look like little stars or just the nighttime glow. I'm gonna go over here and get some. Let's see, we're gonna try to go from the lid again. You could do that with a Q-tip if you wanted to. And you see, I'm not staying right on the paint. I'm kind of going all over. But you know that snow would build up on the roof. It wouldn't just be right on the little gray part. It would be all over it. And it's art. And it comes from your heart. And God puts it there. So everybody's art is different. I used to tell my kids that because when I was teaching preschool, the little children would get so upset if their picture didn't look just like the teacher's picture or just like somebody else's picture. And I used to tell them, art comes from your heart and God puts it there, and nobody's art looks the same. Everybody's art is different. So you could do this with a little brush. I like using the little palette knife because I can kind of dab it on there. Now, I should have thought to get a paper plate to pour this onto, but I think I'm out of paper plates. I'll get a piece of aluminum foil or something and pour this extra glitter too, and then pour it back into the container. But I'm going to show y'all what one of them looks like. There you go. Now what I'll do after this is all dried, I will probably go back and do a layer of Mod Podge over the whole thing to seal it and to keep that glitter from falling off more. I think I want some glitter on the bottom, like snow. I think I'm gonna do that. That'll be pretty. Oops, got a little bit on the desk. It's okay, it'll dry and I'll just peel it off. Not a big deal, y'all, not a big deal. None of this is a very big deal. None of this is precise. None of this is perfect. I don't do perfect. I don't pretend to be perfect. I can't be perfect. I used to try, y'all. I spent years of my life trying so hard to be perfect, and finally I was like, you know what? Life is short, man. I can't keep up with this. I can't do this. And it's been so much nicer since I quit that. I'm not even gonna lie. It's been so much nicer since I quit trying to be perfect. In the same way, I'm going to do a coat of Mod Podge over this when everything dries. You can do that with white glue also. You can do it with a brush or one of those sponge brushes or a paintbrush, and just wash it out really good afterwards. Okay. If you don't like using glitter, some people don't because it gets everywhere and it's got because it's plastic, it's got static qualities to it, and so it'll stick to things and it's hard to clean up. Like it's hard to get off of a vinyl floor. I learned that the hard way building a Mardi Gras float years ago. It is hard to get off of a vinyl floor. You can buy glitter paint that's kind of, or glitter glue, so it's clear with glitter in it. You can wipe that off of there. It's clear with glitter in it. And, after it dries, I can brush that other glitter that is sprinkled around there. I can brush that off after it's dry. But y'all, look how pretty they are. I think these turned out so pretty. I don't like how I kind of got it all over the place here. I don't know if I can get that off. I think I wish I had stayed a little more on the cross instead of all around it. Let's see if I can do that with just my fingernail. Push it up onto there some. I'm going to leave that one. I'm not going to worry about them, y'all. I think they're good the way they are. Anyway, so there you go. Cheap, upcycle craft. Remember, these were the backs of a Valentine's Day project that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So we used scrap wood. We mixed our blue and black paint to get this background color that I painted over a blue that was already on there that was just a hideous color. We used apple barrel paint, the blue and the black, we mixed this background. The white for the churches. We used the apple barrel yellow for the lighted windows. We used the green and the red. I used Walmart brushes. Like I said, the glitter, it might be from Hobby Lobby. I think it's from Hobby Lobby, but you can get glitter at Walmart too. It's not very expensive, or you can use the glitter glue so it's clear and has the glitter in it, and just spread that on it where you want it, or squeeze it on there. After these dry, I will do a coat of Mod Podge over the whole thing to seal that glitter where it is, so that I don't have fallout through the years, and it'll give it a little bit of a shine. You can buy, this is a gloss, you can buy matte Mod Podge. I find that Elmer's glue is a little more matte look. It's not as shiny as this glossy Mod Podge. But that's it, y'all. I mean, if you know somebody whose style is kind of rustic, these are a perfect gift. It's a good little neighbor gift to give somebody, you know, if you want to have something to give your neighbors, but you can't spend a lot of money. Man, bake a pan of brownies and put them on a cute little Christmas paper plate with some cute cellophane around them and a couple of these. And it's just a really, I think, a really cool, inexpensive gift that I think most people would appreciate. And that's it, y'all, right there. That's it. We are all finished now.